Yep.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, we're in session. Take care of the minutes. Yeah.
I didn't read them. Dawn, did you have a paper copy printed out for me or no?
Oh, yes, sorry.
If you do, I would like, I didn't read them.
No, I forgot on the
I
show.
think I forgot. Do you want me to take them? No. Okay.
Yeah, I have. We have March 31st and,
Correspondence. Was there two sets? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And then that is the ad that John
Yeah.
has started with.
Yeah, what's your wishes on the minute? Corrections?
I would move to approve minutes for 31st and 27th and 30th.
Second? Been moved and second. All in favor, say aye. Opposed? I have the, need you see this ad. What is your wishes on that, or any corrections? We need to. Do we need any action on this, Don, or just
No.
verbal approval?
I'd say you've already approved, I just wanted to let you
Okay.
see what he come up with.
Did you have any questions with it, Don?
I haven't actually looked at it yet, but I will before I reply back to him.
Okay. I didn't see any major errors in it. I have a letter from North Central Flint Hills Area on Aging from Julie Walter. It's my pleasure to appoint you, this is to Ms. Richards. It's my pleasure to appoint you as the Silver Haired Legislature to represent seniors in Lincoln County. Silver Haired Legislature for a 2-year term beginning March 31st, 2017. Thank you for your interest in the needs and concerns of your older friends and neighbors, and for being willing to devote time and energy to this important advocacy position. Your civic involvement in your county gives you expertise and that will serve your constituents well. To help the Silver Haired Legislature in our region prepare for the legislative session, the North Central Flint Hills Area Agency on Aging will host a Silver Haired Legislature Issues Forum on Monday, April the 17th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the agency. At this meeting, several Silver Haired legislatures will be from our region will review the issues and select priority issues for advocacy for 2017. Officers from the region will also be elected. In the meantime, please connect with your seniors and family caregivers in your community network in your county to identify what issues are of greatest concern. Senior centers and other community groups are good places to meet and visit with constituents to learn about concerns they have.
looked at was just add the filled into the new, the Lincoln County pamphlet, and it's about the different departments of the county, and it talks about, looking for employment within the county as well. We also had another correspondence from someone, advocating for changes in nursing home.
We have about 7 minutes. Is there anyone that wants to address the board and stuff? No, this is Central Kansas Mental Health. This is to inform you that the Board of Directors has updated Central Kansas Mental Health Center bylaws and mission statement on March 20th, 2017. Copies of the revisions are enclosed for your records. We deeply appreciate your partnership and are pleased that you have entrusted us to serve the mental health needs of the community. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact myself or your representative on the board. The mission statement is to make better lives in our communities by providing excellent mental health services, education, integrated health care which exceeds clients' expectations. And then we have a bylaw.
do on the budget, on the tax side of it. We want them to go to 5% flat tax, so they work for a couple of weeks to get a bill with 5% flat tax in it, and he's already told them he's gonna veto it. So, no one knows where they're going on taxes yet. So a little bit of talk on school funding. They're gonna, sounded like to me they were gonna try to go back to what they had before they had the block grants, which Supreme Court said was unconstitutional, so I don't know where they're going on that either. But, they were there for, close to 2 hours, I think. It's supposed to last about an hour, but they stayed around, visited with people afterwards, and there was a pretty good crowd there. 50 maybe, I don't know, I didn't count them, but.
What is Troy's going on, helping to overcome down that region?
What's that?
Where did Troy stand on, helping to
He's on
overturn?
the fence. He's still on the fence.
I
You know, I encouraged him to, no one was more against all this in the beginning than I was, but when the Affordable Care Act went in, it changed all the rules. And if you don't take advantage of those rule changes, I think they said we had lost 1.8 billion in the last 4 years, and that's money that goes to the hospital, the doctors, and so I don't know. I think the House probably has the votes to override it, but I don't know about the Senate.
the two votes,
Yeah.
even on those together.
But he was asked about whether he was gonna, how he was gonna vote on the override, and he said he was still on the fence. He hasn't decided yet, so.
Thank you for asking the good questions.
It is, some of them need to be asked.
There's a chair right here, or there was.
Okay, thanks, Terry. Trustee, West?
I do, I'd, going to get a written proposal on my ballot last time, and said there was some movement on that, and I just wondered where you guys were at, and what my offer was, and
I think we discussed it the other day, and I think that, we don't feel at this time that $1 a yard is sufficient.
number do you think is sufficient?
Well, I'm not sure. We talked about classes. If you come to the pit and buy gravel, it's $5.50 a yard. The work involved in uncovering it, piling it, loading it.
I was spoken to Ron Heller, and he had prepared rock that's not mined in the ground, so it's good consistency. He would load trucks for 5 feet gravel and load it for 550. And what he told me he does, and he about the same distance, probably that 12 miles.
I guess they were saying 26 mile round trip.
Oh, 30 something.
32
to 30-something.
About 5, 6 miles south of Hunter, and he was probably 4, 5 miles the other direction, the north and west. I don't see a product to it. I don't know how to get your gravel, where are you talking about?
That's coming out of Michael. That was
Probably
close.
would be more of a sandstone.
That was the closest.
Yeah. That probably ain't bad product either.
I would say at this moment that I would be against going with it. Send the guys up and look at it and see what they thought.
I don't think you were here, but, when Marvel Harrington and he said there were 2 properties, Tyson and Worth, that were done in the last, I don't know what the years were, pretty much since around 2000, when the last study came. Tyson's was a $1,300 improvement for the tax revenue. Worth was, 5384 as far as improvements in the tax base. And Tyson's was 3/4 of a mile, Worth was half a mile. in 2015, they did Kraus for $979 worth of improvement. There was no cost to him for that, and I didn't write down the rank, I'm sorry, I don't know the rest of the road there. But yours is $3,500 improvement, so yours actually falls between the other two. But the less dollar amount improvement was a longer stretch, and the one for greater dollar improvement was a shorter stretch.
You know, when I was originally here, former board told me that they would gravel my road for me when I built my lodge. And I put in $100,000 plus lodge. Taxes are paid on it. Now we put in basically, it's gonna be $100,000 house. The taxes will be paid on for a long time, so there's quite an improvement there in tax base for the most part.
I know you mentioned that the previous board approved it, but when they researched that, they couldn't find any place.
I know that Dwight Howard would tell you that he was there and he told me that.
I think the White Howard mentioned the other day that he might have said that in a private conversation with you did. So, you know,
You didn't say
something,
that here.
if something is voted on,
Mm-hmm.
it's reported in the minutes.
I know.
I've been here since 2002 or 3, can't remember now. And, I don't recall those minutes.
And you were actually on the board at that time, so. Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't have been a vote because you wouldn't have had it done yet. They couldn't have voted on it before, you were saying they proposed to do it if anyone had
Yeah,
happened.
if
So you
anyone
wouldn't have
tried.
voted, you wouldn't have voted ahead of time, they wouldn't have voted, it would have been a discussion.
I don't recall agreeing to do it.
I guess another proposal and option would be, I don't know what you think that I should pay for as far as this $5.50 gravel. I've offered $1, pay for the actual cost, and I understand the loading costs and stuff like that too. But, we discussed that before, it was in the budget, you pay so much for your loaders and your trucks, and it's all built into that. It wouldn't be added cost, it's the cost of loading gravel and doing it.
Well, we would have to uncover and pile that much more gravel. If we can come to some sort of an agreement, the other ones were what was 1/3 of a mile and one was a half a mile. But if it's a half a mile or maybe even 3/4 of a mile, we wouldn't even have this discussion problem. We would do it. If
But
it's
you're
2
not-
miles.
The other thing, it isn't just benefit to me, it's also benefit to Jay Barksdale, who has land along there for a mile and a half too, that benefits his business, where he has a hunting business. So it ain't just me that, and Lauren Heller has cattle there too, it ain't just gonna benefit me personally, it's gonna help other people too.
But we can't gravel road there where everybody has cattle.
Well, I know, but Jay's just ain't cattle, it's also a hunting business. About 2 miles actually along that road.
Are they interested in putting up some money for this, for
I am.
helping you?
I would say he possibly would, I haven't discussed it.
I mean, that's, that was one way to lower your costs is to get all that are going to benefit to do it. I mean,
Mhm.
in the cities, you do curb and guttering, it's assessed to the property owners, and I have no problem doing that, assessment to the property owners. We're gonna get into this discussion of where we're gonna gravel roads, I guess, as I told you the other time, my problem is it's 3/4 mile here, now you're at 2 miles, the next guy's gonna be at 5 or 6 miles, and I don't think that taxpayers of this county are ready to afford or to pay for those kinds of improvements. It doesn't appear to me when I hear people saying, our taxes are too high, you've got to get them lowered. Well, this isn't lowering your taxes.
It isn't, but I'm also paying for benefits that
I
other people
realize
are getting and I'm not getting.
And so is
And
the
so
people
why-
here, the people in the city of Lincoln are paying the benefits for these residents in the county with gravel roads. And they're getting no benefit. In fact, they probably, some of them will never drive on. But I mean, we tax the people in the city as well as we do the county, for county roads. That's the way it is.
Okay, but 30% or over 30% of our revenue is generated by ag land, and just under 40% of the total amount spent for the highway department. So we're getting a little close to call it a creative club here, because it's a similar expense and input that comes from rural communities.
Rural people also benefit from all the other services in place.
That's what he just said, that he's not, that's what he's saying, he's
You know,
not.
we're paying $8,500 in property tax for our land out there.
Well, maybe.
So 38% of that is, goes to the road department too, so.
If we were done, Steve, you would have given.
I'm not interested in having conversations about weather.
Well, it's the same thing. If I was gonna go out where you went out and did that, I would get the road situation figured out before I spend all that money, quite honestly.
I thought I did. When I spoke to the county commissioners, and they told me they wouldn't do it for my trailer house hunting operation, if I built my lodge, that they would give me a road. So I felt like I've been led down the road here.
The question comes down to, did you make an economic benefit to the county by adding his business? And what is the counter offer here? If he's offering $1, what is the counter offer by the board so that there can be an actual negotiation? All the what ifs go out the window.
Well, I think I mentioned that I felt like we would be willing to do the first half to 3/4 of the mile.
Out of a total of
2
miles.
miles.
Yeah.
What if we close 45th Road, and I will do 45th Road that half to 3/4 of a mile, and you do the other mile and half up to 45th Road on 50th Road.
Forty-fifth is the one that comes
Yeah,
off
little
to the west.
diagonal,
It goes,
Goes down
It
right.
goes right through my, middle of my property.
this is in the north, and the
Yeah,
other one
I
is
don't know the land on all sides.
so you're saying if you close 45th, you would be responsible for
I'd be
45th.
responsible for that.
The other one is 50th. So
50th runs north for 2 miles, but basically we'll be going my corner, a mile and a half. And if you've been out there and looked at that road, you know, there's a lot of natural rock in that road. It's gonna take a lot to do it. There's just a couple of areas that are really mud. There's a lot of natural rock there to get up and down that road. So I think that takes the quantity that the mud roads would take.
that's true, I was out there. It's got a big on it in those portions.
So we've got it down to the gravel in a mile and a half, basically.
Basically, yes,
Just on 50th,
just on 50th.
from Union
From
north.
Union to 50th for a mile and a half to the 45th
Before
road.
we get road. Well, we'll get to this road.
Close the road, it will have to be published, and it will have to be for people that are concerned that the road is no longer available. That will, you know, we may not be able to get it closed if we have objections, we won't be able to get it.
I understand that.
Does that go to that watershed? Does that road go to that watershed, Dean?
Well, it goes below the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's 2 accesses to the watershed dam, the east side and the west side.
They built the road, the watershed dam is sitting where the road used to go through the east-west road, and they built the road back down below the watershed. I have no objection to what it is for the road. I guess. We close 45th Road, gravel a mile and a half, if you want to go 50% on the top. That would be us giving the first 3/4 of the mile and you paying for the other 3/4.
I might want to talk it over with Jay Barksdale.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, I'm got no decision today.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're interested in doing that, put it down in the written proposal, which you give you a form of.
No, that's something else.
I'm just doing a little research.
Okay, we can get you a, or you can write it out, then that's the
I was researching how much gravel you sold to private individuals.
point, as I have thought about these issues, I began to come to think that we need to probably do it just like we do the cities, and road improvements go back to the property, adjacent property.
Which made you need to change the resolution.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, these situations are very difficult to handle, and it benefits you, but it also benefits every property owner that's along that road. You know, and so I think that's kind of why the cities went that route, and if I thought about it over several months here, I kind of think maybe they would honor something.
I guess on the other foot, though, Metro County gives a tax abatement on new houses and things of that nature, 10 years. Why does not Lincoln County, why can I not have an abatement on my lodge and my house? For the services I'm not receiving.
I can maybe answer that a little bit. That I'm assuming that the Mitchell County is doing neighborhood revitalization, and I'm assuming that they did a countywide option. That violates the law and brings into question, when we started the neighborhood revitalization, you had to identify neighborhoods that needed to be revitalized. And some counties went in and did their entire counties. And there's question as to whether or not that's legal, but nobody has brought forth the money to determine whether or not that is potentially legal. But the law for the neighborhood revitalization says you identify neighborhoods. And when you identify the entire county as a dilapidated neighborhood, then you're kind of circumventing the law. And so there just hasn't been enough court cases or attorney general opinions requests on that. So when we implemented, we did like the law said, and we identified neighborhoods, and the cities are the ones that basically identified neighborhoods that they needed to clean up.
Getting back to your proposal, I mean, if you're going to take over 45th Road, that removes an obligation of the county. So I think that needs to be considered in an exchange. I mean, you're taking off an obligation, that's got to be more than a mile away from it.
That's probably 3/4 of a mile, from corner to corner, yes.
So, in other words, if we were to be able to close 45th, that would be a mile less that we are to maintain. And I see that should, in my opinion, weigh heavily on the offer.
I don't mean to interrupt just a second, but your public hearing it's at 10:30 and it's past.
I'm sorry, Don.
That's,
What's the thing?
I would suggest that we bring it in writing without an offer.
We have to open for a public hearing. We are trying to close roads in Elkhorn. Don, do we have descriptions, or I guess it's between Elkhorn and Colorado, isn't it?
Elkhorn and Colorado, and then also Marion Township.
Marion Township would be the one by the airport, right?
Yes. VO1 is the Elkhorn, Colorado Township, and David is here in
Okay.
Rockland, I believe.
Okay, first let's deal with Marion County, Marion Township. Anybody want to speak for or against the closing of that portion of road? Basically a half mile, right? Is that right?
I think a quarter of a mile.
Quarter of a mile?
On Navajo?
Yeah.
You're talking Navajo?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, it's a quarter of a mile. We actually just received $720,000 from the state to start the runway project this summer. It's grant money that we actually received. And so that project is going through. And the money becomes available to us actually the 1st of July. And we're in the process of finding people to start the dirt work. So, and then also the pipeline people are putting the piggable valves in at this point in time, and they're willing to work with us as to keep it between the runways for safety and things. So.
Anybody else want to speak to Navajo Road and Marion Township?
And that one's VO2. And there's a copy
Yeah.
for each of you guys, but I should have made 5. I actually need 2 signed copies when we do those.
Okay. Okay, the other one is part of 250th Road, lying between Marion, or not, Elkhorn and Colorado Township. And David, I guess I have to ask you how far it is, half mile?
1.5 mile, yes.
Half mile.
Joe?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd just like to speak on that. With the bridge closed on the road to the
Yeah.
south side of that, we do use that road quite a bit in our farming operation. There is a cemetery on that road also, and I didn't know what the provision was
It's
for
going
that.
to be closed after the cemetery. So the access to the cemetery. will be
But
closed.
we do use it, and I would kind of hate to see it lost until that bridge gets replaced.
That bridge was discussed last week, I believe it was last week, wasn't it? It's about, it appears it's gonna be about a $200,000 bridge. And, I guess it's one of the things the commission will have to decide whether they want to put it on the bridge plan. We currently are, working on one out at Coble Monies, and then the one over Spillman at, Goldenrod is also on. I don't, do we have another one on,
I
Julie?
think that's the only one.
So,
And engineering process.
you know, it could be one, I guess one of the things that we've looked at is a dirt road, you know, and that's one of the reasons it probably wasn't put on our priority list.
Well,
But we are beginning to hear that people would like to have that access to that road. And so,
that's my concern, is if it don't ever get built, then I hate to lose this road.
yeah, okay. I appreciate your.
That's my say.
Thank you, Dale. Anybody else?
I have a question for you. If it's closed after the cemetery, how, is that another half mile that you use on that road? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, the cemetery's only, it's an eighth of a mile, maybe is all that would be open. But we go through there from between two farms.
To the end of a mile?
Yeah.
And then-
There's alternate routes, but the trees are so close and growed in that they're not very good for big machinery, and so we use this one because you don't fight trees and poles and signs and different things.
So could your situation be aided by some tree trimming on the alternate route?
You know, they'd be a mile and a half out of the road for us.
You do own property on both sides of that road, don't you, Dave?
Yes, that is correct. And I would also like to see, of course, that bridge that we were previously talking about replaced. Is there other options besides the $200,000 bridge?
According to that was just the preliminary study from the engineer from Kirk and Michaels that basically it's a rough estimate, I guess is what it is.
Yes.
It is the volume of water that is coming. I think they said there was 21 quarters or something like that.
Potentially comes down through there.
Yeah.
The issue is that
Does it ever get to the bridge?
I'd say under half of it goes through the bridge.
Yeah, but you know that, when they're doing
Yes.
their studies, that they don't take into consideration that.
It was
They basically,
mentioned a while back about low water crossing. And I assumed one thing, I guess, what was meant by low water crossing. Are we talking like concrete in the bottom, or a culvert that water can still go over the top like we have on further down that road, or
I would say if we were going to build a low water crossing, then it would be concrete.
concrete in the bottom? Okay,
If we decide to go.
yes, yes,
That's the only way you'd ever hold it.
yes. And like I said before, my concern is the road is so flat down in there, it would be very easy for the water to just go down the road instead of staying in the.
I wouldn't say the low water crossing is out of the question. Comparing it to a $200,000 bridge on a dirt road. Certain adopt resolution number 2017 B-01, 2017 B-02.
I need a second. Not a second. I will second it to enter the discussion. I guess I would go back to you, Dale. If there were trees that need clipped, would that hinder, or would that alleviate your objection, or?
I don't think it's on a road that's a 40-foot right of way, or,
Okay,
I mean, they're right up to the road.
I see, okay.
And we got two alternate route. One's got a creek that runs right along the road, and the other one is a hedgerow right along the road, so
Yeah,
they're not very, besides being a mile and a half farther, it's not a very good, safe way for big machinery.
My question is, what's the advantage of closing the road now as opposed to if we could get to this bridge within, you know, maybe next year, I don't know what the.
The words you said, yep.
So the advantage is expecting that the town's not gonna get to the bridge.
Possibility. You guys have a bridge here at all?
The what?
Small.
not very
Not
size.
really that big of a brick, talking about 40-foot opening.
I guess realistically, David, even if it's put on, we're probably 2 years out at least.
Yes.
I would say it'd be a very quick turnaround for something like that. Getting funding and getting engineering and so on. Anybody else? Discussion?
So am I assuming that if the bridge remains closed and the road is closed, that we're forfeiting, I mean, where does the road closure end, left the second to the bridge's position?
I don't think.
Do you want me to go get a
I don't
map?
think they're related at all.
One's on the east-west, bridge is on the east-west road, and the road is closed at north-west.
Could you maybe just restate the reason why you want the road closed?
Okay, the half-mile road that I've asked if there's the option to close, there's a creek that goes across it with a low water crossing. Most times, there's debris across that low water crossing, they drive across it anyway. A lot of times, can't get across it. Another thing is the water is starting to change course at the low water crossing. It's wanting to jump out of creek because when the graders maintain the road, a little more dirt gets pushed in every time, and it's now up to about a 30-mile-an-hour crossing. And that's the same reason on this previous road we was talking about, why I don't think a low water crossing would be good is because the water will go down the road instead of staying in the ditch. And if the road is closed, I can manage my property in such a way that the water can mostly stay in the ditch.
Are you going to just let the road grow in? Is that?
My thoughts are, I would like to keep a path through there, so when it's dry, I can go through there. But there's also a lot of unnecessary traffic, you could say, that go down that road after big rains and things, and really have no business going down there. Also, it's hard to get my fields to drain when the road itself does not drain. We've been stuck in other low water spots, not the crossing, but other low water spots in that road. one of those difficult situations, it's a flat, it's hard to get water to them. But,
This is the road, this is one closed, that's the cemetery, the property line is where the idiot is. So it comes here down, maybe. Yeah, and then I'm not sure whether, is that the bridge is closed? I think that's in the wrong township, though, let's call it a township. Which one's, which one's closed?
which one?
Which bridge?
The one in Elkhorn.
In Elkhorn, which that would still be in Colorado, because. I'm off on the, right here. This road, there's right away. Okay, see how this road is here, and you come here, sorry, I was off the section. This cemetery sits about right there, this is the property line. So this is the road, so yeah, it would be 117. This is the township line.
Is there anybody else that has to go through there besides road trucks to get the land? Not having to go all the way around?
Well, when you mentioned, all the way around, Dale mentioned a mile and a half. I guess Dale, I don't really understand a mile and a half.
It's a 3/4 mile back to the east and over and back, that's a mile and a half. It's over 3/4 of a mile west and back and back.
But you're already at your property.
No,
You may have to move a mile and a half, but you're still next to your property. I'm saying. On the west side of the hedge road, that's your property, you head south right there.
there at Keithman Falls, it's a mile and a half. We go from Walter's Trust to Keithman Falls. No matter how we go, it's a mile and a half farther.
That way, yes.
We used to farm both of those fields on each side of that road, and there's times everything's underwater down there. The entire quarter, and maybe 3 acres stick out, so water's always been an issue on that.
But yeah, I mean, that intersection is one I was talking about the houses. What is the, well, but nobody can use this bridge right now, right? You know, some parts of this good here, is going around this one and down to this section and that happening. Yeah, because you play.
Okay, any other questions? We have a motion on the floor to adopt 2 resolutions, one is going to close Navajo and one is going to close, portion of 250.
I would just like to say, if you want to close roads for convenience of people that own both sides, we got a mile and a half of pasture, or of road that we own pasture on both sides. I'd be happy for you to close that road, and you'd save a mile and a half and 2 bridges.
Yeah. Well,
I think you said that, you tell us where that's at, Dale, we'll sure take a look at it.
I'll get that.
We're hoping to close the road, because it's for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it'll be the same as this way. It'll be people that like to go through there,
yeah.
have no business going through there, but we'd fight it that way, you know. This does inconvenience us with that bridge out.
Is the road you're talking about dead end, or does it go on the road?
No, it goes through, it's from the Missile Base through to Devil's Half Acre. We maintain fence on both sides of it for a mile and a half, but we wouldn't have to.
Since this bridge is out, which way are people going? If they're going from east to west to farm, if you can't use that bridge, where are they going to? Are you going south?
They use this cut across road, or they go
That Jewel, is that what you're talking about? Or do you go
the one
south?
you're closing. If if they're going north to south, they use that. If they're going east to west, they use the mile south of it, because it's a gravel road.
That's a gravel road, a mile south of the bridge. The red, the red one.
Yeah, but you're going like straight south on Chittenden Bridge? Is that what
You
you're saying?
can, yeah. When you get down to that second mile, the creek there, you wind around.
Yeah, if you go here, this all is just green, it's all dirt road, and then that's the traffic.
One that's last main grid is put all the
Okay, we have a motion, any other discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. Motion is carried. Roads are closed.
And if you could sign 2 copies, please.
All right. Okay, Patty, come on up here, sit right beside me like you used to.
Okay. On behalf of the Conservation District, everybody knows me, Patty Winters, I'm District Manager there. Last November, we approached the commissioners in regards to a regional advisory council or committee that was going on, and I just wanted to tell you, thank you for your letter in support of the Conservation Districts. Those letters were submitted across the state, and that pushed other conservation districts to be in contact with their commissioners as well, and they sent letters to the legislators on behalf of these RACs, Regional Advisory Committees, and they were put forth before the legislators here about mid-second week of March, and due to those letters, they received a lot of questions from the legislators on their committees and their intentions with the funds. So just wanted to say thanks for your support for those. So we're still waiting to find out. Of course, you know this state that the state is in. So with additional funds, but we will definitely keep you informed. So but just want to take a minute to say thanks. So appreciate that.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Patty, and I appreciate you keeping us informed that when we can be of service in that way, that we will be. We feel that it's important. Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
And thank you for your education to the children. I think that's extremely important in this.
Thank you. Appreciate it.